remember when the Biden administration talked about creating an office to police disinformation. There was an uproar. They shut that down. But the project, not under that name, has proceeded with full steam. And more information is coming out to show the extent of collusion between the Biden regime and these supposedly independent and private platforms, notably YouTube and Facebook, but also including Twitter prior to the Elon Musk acquisition. Now, there was a very important article in the Intercept. The Intercept is a kind of left-leaning magazine. It was one of the founders was Glenn Greenwald, who then left the Intercept in part because the Intercept was blocking discussion of legitimate issues. But nevertheless, every now and then the Intercept surprises you, and here they surprise us with a bombshell article, bombshell because of the level of detail that it shows about the collaboration between the Biden administration and these platforms. I'm just going to touch on a few highlights of it here, and then I might go into it subsequently in a more elaborate way. First of all, Facebook and Twitter created a special portal for the government to request takedowns. Now, let's think about this. This is not a case where the government is just sending them an email saying, hey guys, this guy's putting out misinformation, ban Alex Berenson, or ban this guy, or let's get rid of Alex Jones. Twitter and Facebook say, all right, we're going to make this system easy for you. Here's a special portal. You just get into the portal. You list all the guys you want to be restricted or kicked off or banned. We'll take a look at it. So from the portal itself, you can't tell who's making the final decision. Are the Biden people saying do it and Facebook and Twitter just doing it, or the Biden people making a recommendation and then Facebook and Twitter comply with it if they want to? But either way, the collusion is fully documented here. And I think this is really where the First Amendment violation becomes really clear. Government, Congress, but in a broader sense, government shall make no law restricting freedom of speech or of the press. Prior to the 2020 election, we discover from The Intercept, tech companies including Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Discord, Wikipedia, Microsoft, LinkedIn, and Verizon met on a monthly basis with the FBI, CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency, and other government representatives. So once again, the collusion is not limited to occasional electronic communications and a phone call here and let's check in with Twitter over there, but rather you have regular conferences and meetings presumably in person, in which these guys share ideas. And what happens at this kind of a meeting? Well, it turns out that one of the regular attendees at these meetings, no surprise to me, Vijaya Gadde, the chief legal officer of Twitter, she met monthly with DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, to basically discuss how to carry out censorship plans. So Homeland Security would say, go after this guy. Vijaya goes, yeah, let's do it. And so it's almost as if Vijaya is working for the government, working for the Biden regime. In another occasion, a Microsoft executive texts the DHS, and here's what he says. He says, platforms have got to get comfortable with GOVT, government. In other words, he's expressing frustration that there is some intention or some people on these platforms who don't want the government to be telling them all the time what to do. And he basically goes, we should be told what to do. The government should be actively intervening in these private platforms. FBI agent Laura Demlow was in communications with Facebook that led to the suppression of the Hunter Biden laptop story. So if you might remember that Mark Zuckerberg had testified that the FBI told him not to circulate or promulgate or let the Hunter Biden story get wide distribution. We now know the name of the FBI agent who was communicating with Facebook and saying, essentially, I mean, think of it. This is blatant election interference going on here. And the same woman, FBI agent Laura Demlow, meets with Twitter and with DHS and says, we need a media infrastructure that is held accountable. Now, private companies are held accountable. They're held accountable by their customers. That's what it means to be a private company. This is not what these guys mean. What they mean is that these private companies aren't really private. They should be held accountable by the government. In other words, we are talking about a government-private sector collaboration in which the companies are private only in name, but are in fact controlled by the government. There is in fact an ideological description of what that kind of arrangement is called. It's called fascism.